successful business, but at the core is a successful team. $1 million question I know when I was in a business that I was asked almost daily is, how do you find good people? Where do you get them from? Where do you go? Do you hire from within, et cetera, et cetera? Mr. Parrish, how are you able to build a team of employees and professionals to support your growth?
Just to tie in a little bit, so Mr. Williams opened on Ledbetter and Lancaster, Overton, Bonneview. And so 2 years later, I opened my first restaurant on Loop 12, which is the same street, Ledbetter, and Horn Freeway. And so I had heard of Mr. Williams. I didn't know Mr. Williams, but his first restaurant and my first restaurant, now he was a franchisor and franchisee, and I was just a franchisee, but they were probably like 4 months apart, maybe three, about 3 months apart. From the beginning, opening up that first restaurant, we used to joke and say, if somebody had honest written across their forehead or something, it would be easy to recruit them. They didn't have that. But I always looked from day one that I wanted to build a successful organization. And like in an interview, I would see there were children, there was a Hunt's Foods across the street. And so we were a new store, we opened, we interviewed. And I talked to young people in high school who had got fired from Hunt's. And I would just ask them what happened. And depending on how they related and told that story, if I felt they had some personality and I could work with them, we'd hire them. But in the long term, it took me 11 years to really get a true right-hand person. I've been in business 35 years. It took me 11 years to get my true right-hand person. And I went through about 11 people that reported directly to me. And so when I got that person, I really knew it in the 11th year. The other thing that I've learned, and then I give up the mic, is even though you have to go outside sometimes, I find it better if you could promote from within, because one, that person knows your systems, they know their values, and you've looked at them, you know their pluses, their minuses. So we're at a point now, I've got 1,400 employees. Seldom do we look outside. Now. We basically, somewhere we know we could find someone to promote from within. And it's not about seniority, it's about performance and talent. Okay.
Mr. Williams, same question.
Yes, sir. Now, I enjoy cooking the chicken. I enjoy cleaning the parking lot. I enjoy cleaning the restroom. I can do all of that, but I don't have the personality to meet people. I don't do this very well. So you'll find that out as we go along here. I force myself to do it, reaching outside of my normal, who I am. But my preference would not be to be here with you. So I'm thinking about the chicken that's cooking now. Did it cook the right temperature and the right time? But I knew what I liked. So I found the person that could do what I couldn't do. There was a young lady that worked with me at Church's Chicken. I said if I ever went into business, she would be the first person I would try to hire. And I followed her for about 6 months before I finally hired her about 10 months later. She was working for Taco Bell, making $40,000 a year at that time, which was a lot of money in '87. Keep that in mind. And I offered her minimum wage. I said, if you stay with me, and if we're successful, if you're willing to trust me and take this gamble with me, I'll make sure I take care of you. I didn't tell her what it would be, but she did. As soon as she came on, my life changed. Because now I could cook chicken, and she could take care of the customers and tell them the great story about our product. I couldn't do that. So I knew we were on our way at that point in time. Within 3 months, the store went from losing money to making money when she came on board. So I wish I could tell you how great I am and all of that. I'm not. I wish I could tell you that I did it on my own. No, I don't. I didn't. And the first thing, I know people have their beliefs, but God was in the middle of my plan, and I never forgot that. This young lady, Miss Wells, was in the middle of my plan. I never forgot that. And for her hard work, a few years later, she had an opportunity to get her first store as an owner. I handed her the key with the inventory, with my petty cash fund that they tried to tell me I should keep, but I let her have that as well because she did for me what I couldn't do for myself. Had she not been on board, we wouldn't have had the third and fourth store. So for me, never forget the people that get you there. I just won't do that. So that's my story. Find the best person who can do what you can't do. And that was her.
Mr. Williams, let's